understood that realistically we should step up and kind of represent those values in our community moving forward, because we understand that those values will be challenged through different interests that are competing for things that are against what we want to protect. With that being said, we began to move forward, started putting out content just as little kids would on like social media and things like that. Weren't really raised as entirely, like, I don't want to say the word hippies, but just not really environmentally conscious growing up. And then as we became aware of certain issues, we understood that there's really large flaws within our daily consumer norms, and that some shifts could take place that if we made them, we would be directing ourselves into a better place. So with that being said, what I understood was if you were moving in a certain direction and make a small shift and another small shift, you're going to lead yourself to a completely different place. And with that being said, I learned of the large stream of waste that was developed from the single-use plastic water bottle industry. Got a little bit of research involved with that, worked with SLO and a few other local environmental activists, advanced that, and now the city of SLO in June will be finalizing an issue to do a slight regulation on single-use plastic water bottles, where they won't be provided at city events. But more importantly, what I learned is through Cal Poly and other larger institutions, hydration stations are implemented in the infrastructure so people can carry around canteens and reusable bottles. That kind of diverts people from using single-use products, and even if they are using single-use, they have the option to reuse. So that's a slight consumer shift. Implementing those throughout our entire infrastructure hopefully will allow us to consume more responsibly, because the single-use plastic water bottle industry wasn't even introduced to the consumer marketplace until 1989. So it's a relatively new thing, but it goes unquestioned. So when you just choose to question it, people here and all around the community are willing to say, yeah, let's step up and make a shift. As well, one other thing we're getting done, currently we're advancing a policy for restaurants to only serve straws upon request. They're single-use petroleum-based plastics and they're non-recyclable. In the county, we're consuming 400,000 a day. Most restaurants serve them with every single drink aside from beer. Honestly, if me and my friends go out to drink or do something like that and we get some waters, we don't need straws. That's completely unnecessary waste. So straws upon request, you don't remove consumer demand. If you want a straw, you'll get it. You don't cut into a business's bottom line. So this isn't an issue of partisanship. Environmental responsibility shouldn't be a Democratic or Republican thing. It's something to recognize that here's a flaw in what we're doing daily. Let's question it. Let's figure out a solution and advance it. And as I said, a slight shift, different place. So with that being said, we're in our early 20s. We've met success in helping get styrofoam out of Pismo Beach and Arroyo Grande. Going to get finalized the hydration station issue in June. The straws upon request issue will be a national precedent that will set a model for communities throughout the state and nation to follow. That's going to be a huge shift that so many can follow so easily. That'll be finalized within the year. And then aside from that, we've been working with Cal Poly. They're moving forward with zero waste initiatives. And what I can say with that is they're trying to hit 80% waste diversion by 2020. That's a mandate that they have to hit. Currently, they're at 20%. So you understand that it's flawed, but they're putting forward the systems for us to get there. What I've realized is that we can implement that as a community, because the debate against that is very small. Why not? Why be wasteful? If you can put forward a system that's going to divert waste from your landfill, it's hard to make an argument against that, regardless of your party affiliate, what party you affiliate with, or anything of that nature. So with that being said, that gives you some context on some of the things that are going on in the community currently, what we're advancing, what we're going to get done. And as you see the issues for zero waste policy for our city moving forward, hopefully you can back that, and it'll probably be a 5-year implementation phase, but soon enough we could probably take our city to diverting 80% of waste from our landfill. Because currently, honestly today, not to give it any grief, there's a bunch of compostable products and things like that everyone's consuming out of, but we don't have a proper compost facility in our state, so at the end of the day, that's all landfill. So when you begin to think about that, you realize that we got to make some shifts, and that's not a crazy thing to say. That's just moving forward. So, thank you.